Hello, everybody. It is live on KEXP, and I'm your host, Troy Nelson, from listener-powered, independent 90.3 FM, KEXP in Seattle, and 92.7 in San Francisco. And also, we are streaming 24/7 at KEXP.org and our free mobile apps. And these live performances right here are made possible by people just like you. So thank you for supporting KEXP. Here we are in the KEXP live room, and I have a feeling it's about to be obliterated by this band from Australia. And I'm talking about Erica, Fiona, Lauren, and Gareth, and together they are Tropical Fuckstorm. And if you're all ready, let's do this.
Everything on tick, and there's Veronica. a foreign land. I'm gonna drop them in the time to redeem himself. So many thousand miles, sleeping on the open deck, drifting on the ocean of a distant world, dragging up these under emptiness. It's always tails, like the cyanide DMP. The color of a swimming pool, so heavy that the boat was leaning. It was too shit scared in the pouring rain. As he began to speak, he said, I did not mean to startle you. I heard your engines in the deep. You see a red Korean trawlers, a Malay French Corvette, and then a smooth tide aircraft carrier. The scramble all this shit, and then a body of the bottom. 1962. Oh, this time I'm quite sure that things won't end so well for you. It's all dangerous. sunshine. You see, she's right there on CCTV, forgetting to take her medication. Ruby says, hello, my kid, the best deal that they can make it. You are part of the family, and they're such a bunch of losers. They can only do each other. All they see is fucking shit. She's like, immersion of free baggers making everybody feel uptight. Fuck! You see, you let my tires down. Yeah, you let my tires down. I get it anything at any time, but if you let my tires down. From the depot before I went and had my lunch at China Rolls. And then I snorted half of a gram of Australia's finest homemade cook. And then the tide was more outside the halfway shopping center before the two-man tractor man bit down on her placenta. In Victoria, but then that shit's under control. Control. You see, you let my tires down. Man, you let my tires down. I'll give you anything at any time. That day you let my tires down. You let my tires down.
Epic. It is Tropical Fuckstorm live on KEXP. Wow, somebody might want to check on those drums, make sure they're okay. We might have to bring those drums to the hospital. I love a hard-hitting drummer. You are fantastic.
Thank you.
Amazing, all of you. And I love it too. You're one of those rare bands where your band name actually encapsulates your sound perfectly, because you've got tropical. It's so nice and beautiful, uplifting, joyous, very vacation. And then there's a fuck storm involved. I just love it. It just fits the band perfectly. So thank you for being here in the KEXP live room and sharing your beautiful noise with all of us today.
Thank you, Troy.
Such a pleasure.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I've been listening to this band for 6 or 7 years now and been a fan, so very happy to be here with you in the KEXP live room. And also you have a Pacific Northwest connection because Bikini Kill are originally from right down the road here in Washington State. And how did it come to be that Tropical Fuckstorm got to play shows with Bikini Kill at one time?
We have an amazing family anecdote that we're very proud of. That started that particular couple of shows that we did, and that is Handball to Hammy, or someone who wants to tell what happened.
Have you got a
No,
microphone,
you're the
Hammy? You should
storyteller.
say.
You should
Yeah.
come over here, babe.
I got my own microphone.
Hammy was asked to be the drum tech for Bikini Kill when they come to Melbourne, and you wouldn't get a better drum tech. Hammel's the most fastidious and perfectly organised. Drumming is obviously such a lug of a situation, and Hammel was on that crew tour, and then it so happened that
Yeah, Toby got sick in Melbourne, and then it was that thing. It's like, oh fuck, we might have to cancel the show. Who knows what's going to happen? And then it was just this. They got to sound check. We set up just in case it was going to be fine, and then Kathy and Kathleen walked in and were like, "Thank you so much, Hammer. Thank you." And I was like, "For what? For what?" It's like, "Oh, has no one told you? You're going to play drums tonight?" I was like, "Oh, okay." So yeah.
Wow.
So then played the
3 hours to learn all the songs?
yeah.
How many shows did you do? 2, 3?
2, I think.
That's
Melbourne
incredible.
and Golden Plains.
That's amazing.
Yeah, little 14-year-old me.
Freaking out.
But losing my
Totally.
shit. I mean, 38-year-old me was losing my shit. as well, but,
The 14-year-old inside,
Yeah.
both the young person and the adult were freaking out in that moment. And speaking of touring, I realize that you find yourselves in a lot of interesting situations. A lot of crazy things can happen. And Gareth, I heard you talk about years ago that you were at a hotel and you went to get a coffee and you were heading back to your hotel room, but all the hotel room doors looked the same.
Oh, yeah.
And you opened this door thinking it might be your room, and you saw this big, bald, naked man in a certain position with a certain someone doing a certain something that we cannot mention on the radio.
He looked really awkward and, and embarrassed. But she looked cool. She was like, "Hi." I was like, "Hey, babe. I'll leave you to it."
Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't try to hang out for a
No.
while, did you?
Yeah, that was up in the northeast. Yeah, that was quite
Gaz came back to the
wasn't it?
hotel room and said, "I've got a story for you guys."
weirdest thing happened. Yeah, that was like 9 a.m.
And you can't unsee that.
It's perfectly
It's like etched
ingrained
right in your
my
brain.
Yeah.
Are there any other more family-friendly wildness that has happened to you in the past few years, or even something amazing that you found yourselves involved in, or artists that you got to play a show with, or a certain festival in the last couple of years?
Absolutely lots of amazing artists and lots of strange places we find ourselves in. But one that comes to mind is when we were playing a show and got a little bit silly backstage and realised that the venue was adjacent to an abandoned building that we kind of went into, and we're like, well, let's explore. And then we realised it was a haunted house.
Cool.
And then we realised, oh, well, we're in here, so...
Like a theme park haunted
It was
house.
a theme park. It was an unbelievably, all the trappings, haunted house, and then there was some costumes there, so we didn't really have the wherewithal to, think about the future. We're like, let's put on the costume.
And we needed to film a film clip.
Oh, yeah. Shoot
Perfect.
a film clip.
This is in Arkansas, Little Rock.
Being
right?
incredibly resourceful and broke, we're like, well, let's just get out our phones and dance around. And then we almost got done for press trespassing with the
We nearly got
owners
shot.
came
concealment
in.
carry.
I don't know if they were abiding by the law. I think we nearly got
Oh, like,
shot
what
in the
the
fucking
fuck
face.
are you doing?
It was suddenly like a Home Alone cartoon scenario where one dude was like, looked like a jackal villain and the other guy was like a cannonball and both of
With a
them were
9mm, just going, what are you doing? Just like, oh.
Well, get out of my bunny suit.
But then we said they're like, what the hell are you doing? Like, and we went, oh, we're just playing next door and we're filming a video. Is it okay if we film a video? They're like, no. And then it was like, we have like a bottle of Jameson's in our room and we'll give it to you if. And they were like, cool, yeah, you can do whatever you want. And they turned it all on. All the, the electricity came up and all the zombies started
it was
moving.
like, Mommy's coming out.
That's amazing.
And that turned into one of our film clips.
Soft power.
Soft power, yeah.
So cool. I mean, it was probably very scary there for a second.
We're just trying to make friends wherever we go.
Yeah, exactly.
And ultimately,
you
that's
just
the
have an
message.
interesting way of meeting friends.
By breaking into their places and stealing their shit.
And in the last 15 years, it seems like Australia is just consistently pumping out some of the best music on planet Earth. And I know that Australia's had some amazing history with the obvious, AC/DC, or the less obvious, one of my favorites, the Saints from Australia. But when you were performing as the Drones, you took King Gizzard out for their first tour.
Yeah.
That is wild. And what is your relationship like with King Gizzard over the years?
Good. I mean, we've known him since they were babies. And and they were super, super young, super green and naive. I've told the story a million times, but it's hilarious. Like the first gig.
It's
So we
cute.
did it like a full Australian tour. And, did sound check, all that shit, doors open, and then they start and they're on stage going, they got like fucking 30, 40 minutes or something. And then after about 55 minutes, we're all standing side of stage going like this, and they're going, yeah, fuck yeah, fucking. And they just keep playing. In the end, we're like, stop, just fucking stop. And they stop, It was like, and they didn't know that there was a limit. They didn't know that there was rules. They weren't aware that there's like standards, and which is
Beautiful.
really indicative of everything they've done since. Like, They don't seem to understand there's a,
Yeah.
So, it was so cool. It was very cute. And we've known them forever, and they're just lovely and cute.
Yeah, so many opening bands. I've experienced that playing in bands here in Seattle, and so many opening bands just keep going.
Yeah.
They're like, we're awesome. Trust me.
This is good.
Yeah, where everybody else is like, can they get off the stage? My God. Also, didn't you once get into a pizza fight with Band of Horses?
Yeah, at the Sydney Opera House. They played a gig at the Sydney Opera House, which is hilarious. Like, so we've known them for years too, and whenever they come to Australia, we hang out. So they came, played Sydney Opera House, and me and a couple of guys from the Drones and Fee, and we just put together this silly little band and went up and supported them. And then they all got like fucking Sydney Opera House tattoos backstage while they were there. But they'd all been... Anyway, they played the most unprofessional show of their career. Their keyboardist vomited on stage.
Gas,
Great.
gas.
I thought that was awesome.
Spill it.
They were off
They
their
look at that
chops.
opera house every day on their arm and they feel regret.
But they played the show and went home, with their heads bowed in defeat. And we just hung around, and then because it's a state-owned opera house, so people work on the clock. There's a union and shit. Everyone just left, and we went out at one point and just went, "There's no one here. We have the entire opera house to ourselves. Booze, pizza, a million Steinway grand pianos." And we were like, doing all sorts of crazy. Yeah, we had a good time.
I really need to go on tour with all of you. I need to change up my life.
Yeah.
Because it can get boring sometimes,
Yeah,
but I
you're
have a
welcome to
feeling
come, man.
hanging with this crew, there's never a dull moment at all. Thank you once again for being here with us. And
Thanks for having us. It's amazing.
100%. And before we go, a lot of listeners know me as a DJ who loves great cover songs, and your cover of Stayin' Alive is one of my favorite covers of the last 10 years. Just knocked it out of the park. Cool. I play it on air all the time. Every time I play it, I get multiple messages from listeners who hadn't heard it yet that it becomes their new favorite cover too.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say that. Also, I want to thank you, the listeners, the viewers, for supporting KEXP so that we can bring you these live sessions, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for tons of experiences just like this one. And KEXP is a nonprofit arts organization, and the music that you find here is made possible by individual donor support. So thank you again. And once again, thank you, Tropical Fuckstorm.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, you've been listening right here on Live on KEXP.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.